welcome and thank you for being here for this very special occasion. We're gathered here to celebrate the love that Cassidy and Jackson have come to know and to share by formally joining them in marriage in front of those you who are most important to them. No pastor or priest or justice of the peace can create a marriage, because a marriage is nothing except the promises made and kept by two individuals. And so today is not about the legal record of your union, but rather we gathering together here to celebrate the love between the two of you, love that is also known among those who are in attendance today. Guests, you may be seated now. Thank you so much. In the end, today is about this love, which is so very strong, that it gives to two the strength to accomplish what one alone cannot. This love that empowers Cassidy and Jackson to face seemingly unsurmountable obstacles as a team, hand in hand. In the end, that is who Cassidy and Jackson are. They are in love, yes, but more than anything else, they are a team. They became a team when they committed to fight alongside one another in the face of every obstacle that life could possibly throw at them. Marriage is the clasping of hands. It is the joining of hearts. It is the union of two lives as one. It makes burdens lighter because you divide them, and it makes joys much more intense because you share them together. It makes you stronger so that you can be involved with life in ways that you dare not risk alone. After all, loving someone is a reason to stretch beyond your limits, to become more for the sake of the other in pursuit of shared goals. Love isn't a final destination or a happy ending. Real, enduring love is the experience of writing your story together. There will be many good times and hopefully a few bad ones, but they together come together to tell the story of who you are, you and your marriage together. Their story has brought them here, and it is time to pause, to look back and to smile at all the moments from the years they have shared, while looking forward at the future that is theirs to come. Tomorrow will be different from today, and so marriages too change from day to day, year to year. Nothing is certain except for the uncertainty which is to come. Even though we describe love in different ways, and though love can look different from one person to the next, we certainly know it when we see it. I know you have some very special guests that will have some words to share. As you all know so very well, when we look at these two, we see what true love is as we share this experience with them here today. As a part of our ceremony, Cassidy and Jackson have these guests that would like to share a few words with a happy couple. Our first speaker for the ceremony is Riley. Riley, would you mind to share your words, please?
So, I realize that I'm neither wise nor humorous, so I will instead use someone else's words. This is a poem called Happiness by Priscilla Leonard. Happiness is like a crystal, fair and exquisite and clear, broken in a million pieces, shattered, scattered, far and near. Now and then, along life's pathway, lo, some shining fragments fall, but there are so many pieces, no one ever finds them all. You may find a bit of beauty, or an honest share of love, while another just beside you gathers honor, love, or help. Vain to choose or grasp unduly, broken is the perfect whole, and there are so many pieces, no one ever finds them all. Yet the wise, as on the journey, treasure every fragment clear, fit them as they may together, imagining the shattered sphere, learning ever to be thankful, though their share of it is small, for it has so many pieces, no one ever finds them all.
Thank you so much, Riley. And next will be the maid of honor, Genevieve.
Okay. Pockets are helpful.
Yes, they are. Do I move forward or do I stay here?
No, it's
You're
fine.
okay.
All right, so I have pages. I met Cassidy at the tender age of 16 when she was an incoming graduate student in the program of neuroscience at FSU, just like being a normal teenager. And I was in charge of organizing recruitment weekend, and when I heard we had a minor coming in, I freaked out. And I had one goal, and it was to make sure that nothing happened to this child, and that was on my watch. So I had her stay with me, and I looked out for her all weekend. And this somehow became my thing over the years, and Cassie became like a sister to me. So like any big sister, I was concerned with her dating life, and the fact that she was in this program surrounded by dudes that were 8+ years older than her, and I was not going to let that happen. So here comes Jackson, and he came right on time too, because Cassidy was dealing with a lot at the time, and I really wanted her to find some happiness somewhere. So I remember the first date. I told her to call me before and afterwards because you can't trust these internet dudes. So I needed his full name, the location of where they were going to be at, in addition to the phone call before and afterwards. And so, just in case, I just need to know. So at any rate, turns out he wasn't a murderer, so yay. And she had a great time with him. You could tell by, well, I could tell by like the phone call, because she was just really excited. And the sound of her voice, and somehow Jackson would come up in all the conversations afterwards. So then I was like, I have to meet this person. And so when I met Jackson, I instantly liked him. I felt he was a perfect match for her. Mainly because she was so happy around him, and when she talked about him, she just lit up, and that's all I truly wanted for Cassidy. So, to the little sister I never asked for, but glad I got it, and to the love of her life, I wish you both a lifetime of happiness, laughter, and love. Jackson, I'm counting on you to make sure my baby genius is okay, and to make sure you keep that smile on her face, or else me and you gonna have some.
I'll make you proud.
I'm so happy.
Beautifully done. Thank you, Genevieve.
Thank you.
And the final
When he told me about this, I was racking my brain thinking of words to say, but there really are none that haven't been said already, I've known Jackson for a long time. Ever since freshman year, high school. And those are the golden days, right? The glory years. We've been through a lot together, and he's been through thick and thin with me, all right? With me, by my side, all the way. And to be here now and return the favor, now and for the future, it's really all I can do, He's... oh, man, he's my best friend, and right now, he's growing up. And I'm just the luckiest guy right here to be able to see him and his lovely wife. It's hard to find the words to say standing here in front of him. But all good luck and good tidings from me, and I'll be with you in the future.
We're glad to have you.
Thank you.
Well done, thank you. So facing each other again there, guys. Come back over this way just a little bit if you don't mind. That's perfect right there. Thank you. So Cassidy and Jackson, today is one brief day in time, and although your vows are spoken in a matter of minutes, they are promises that will last a lifetime. With this in mind, I know you have some very special words that you would like to share with each other. So Cassidy, if you wouldn't mind, please.
Thank you. Once upon a time, a prince met a princess and lived happily ever after. But that's not our story. Our story is much too messy, convoluted, and fraught with peril to be found in a fairy tale. I used to want a perfect story. Now I've learned the hard way that some poems don't rhyme, and some stories don't have a clear beginning, middle, and end. Not every conflict can be neatly resolved in time for a happy ending. Life is about not knowing, having to change your plans on a moment's notice, and seizing every moment and making the best of it, without knowing what's going to happen next. While we both wanted to plan our lives with the most direct route to happiness and success in mind, neither of our lives have ended up where we expected. I may not have gone where I intended to go, but I ended up where I needed to be, and that's holding your hand here today. I know I can conquer the world with one hand, as long as you're holding the other. Every day I look at you, and I revel in the amazing good fortune I have, that you love me too. The kind of love that sustains a marriage is not just an emotion. It's a choice we make every day, regardless of whether that day is the best or the worst of our lives. Years ago, we fell in love and enjoyed the warm, fuzzy feelings that drove us to spend every minute we could in each other's arms. Falling in love was effortless, but being in love alone cannot support a marriage through the decades we hope to spend together. Pretty, perfect, flowery love will never stay constant through the ups and downs of married life. Instead, we must nurture the roots that grow and intertwine as we build our lives together. When life's hardest times cause those pretty flowers to burn away, our roots are what will sustain our marriage until we make it through to spring again. We stand on the brink of uprooting our lives and moving to another country. We're leaving behind everybody we know and every place we've ever seen in pursuit of new experiences, new friends, and new stories that we will, for better or worse, retell for the rest of our lives. I expected that moving so far away from anywhere I've ever called home would be disorienting. But I now know that my home is not an apartment, a state, or a country. My home is wherever you are. I married you, not just because I love you. I married you because my roots are irrevocably intertwined with yours. My goals have become our goals, and my life has become our life. We are both committed to each other and our marriage, and that is where I draw my strength from. You are the Genji to my Mercy, the Sly to my Carmelita. You are my other half, and always have been, since we met for our first date in Thomasville, Georgia. I knew even then that the several hours we spent together would be a significant point in my life. When I drove home that night and called Genevieve, I realized that I could see myself marrying you someday. I felt very silly then for falling head over heels so quickly right after a first date. But I don't feel silly anymore. I give you this ring as a token of my love, fidelity, and devotion. You are more precious to me today than yesterday, and you will be more cherished tomorrow than you are today. Please wear this ring as a symbol of my love for you, a love that transcends all of our yesterdays, today, and all of tomorrows. With this ring, I join my life to yours.
Thank you so much, brother. And so, sir, now it is for you.
Cassidy, as we stand here in front of each other on this special day, I can't help but reflect on how fast everything has come together. It can be easy to forget how hard we work to be where we are in our lives right now. We both led vastly different lives before meeting. Most people would probably never have guessed that a cardiac muscle researcher and an active duty Air Force mechanic would not only cross paths, but fall completely in love. Our loved ones are more than familiar with how we met. It took a lot of luck and many things falling into the right place at the right time in order for that first date to happen. I will always be grateful for that luck that allowed us to meet and spark that immediate chemistry. But we both know that we can't just rely on being lucky. Life has tried very hard to give us reasons to not work, but we have given life a reason to think twice before it gets between us. Long distance, an impending deployment, moving in together, and military orders to a different country could not break our commitment to each other. All those obstacles have only strengthened our bond and showed me that I'm with the right person. I'm with someone who genuinely cares about me, my interests, goals, dreams, and happiness. All of these things I feel are safe with you. I can only hope that I can measure up to the love that you show me every day. Our friends and family know where we're going in a month. It will be just the two of us for quite some time, but I know we will be the best that we can be for each other. In that time, I look forward to sharing new experiences, making new friends, and pushing ourselves to be a well-oiled machine that will make conquering the most daunting obstacles seem easy. Today is a time to reflect and to celebrate with family and friends, but tomorrow and onwards will be about our marriage, not just a wedding. With a marriage, the dreams have become shared, the goals have become more ambitious, and the possibilities have become endless. With you, I feel there is nothing we can't do. I know with each other we can achieve the things we may have thought impossible a long time ago. Cassidy, I am happy with you, and I vow that I will never stop trying to make you even happier than you make me, and I know you'll be trying to do the same. I hope it's a competition that neither of us wins, instead one that eventually results in a stalemate of two happy lovers side by side who never yielded in their goal to take care of their other half. I give you this ring as a token of my love, fidelity, and devotion. You are more precious to me today than yesterday, and you will be more cherished tomorrow than you are today. Please wear this ring as a symbol of my love for you, a love that transcends all of our yesterdays, today, and all of our tomorrows. With this ring, I join my life with yours.
Beautifully done, guys. Thank you so much. This here. Cassidy Jackson, these rings represent the vows and promises you've willingly exchanged. They reflect the commitment that those words inspire and all your hopes and dreams for the future. in the years to come, allow it to remind you of the deep, passionate feelings that are stirring in your hearts at this very moment. Let it remind you of the love you have just professed with your vows. You fell in love by chance, but you're here today because each of you have made this choice. You have chosen each other. You chose to be with someone who makes you better, who makes you think, who makes you smile, and makes every day brighter. You made promises to each other that you intend to keep. You vowed to take care of each other, to stand up for one another, and to find happiness in the other. There's a simple premise to each of these promises. You vowed to be there. You said to your partner, every experience I am going to have, I want you to be part of. Cassidy and Jackson, may your marriage be a time of waking each morning and falling in love with each other all over again. Do you take Cassidy to be your wife, to share your life openly, standing with her in sickness and in health, in joy and in sorrow, in hardship and in ease, to cherish and to love forever?
I do.
Well done, guys. Take a nice deep breath for me. You're doing great. Thank you. Throughout this ceremony, Cassidy and Jackson have vowed to be faithful and loving towards each other. They have formalized the bond between them with words that are spoken and with the giving and the receiving of these rings. Therefore, for the first time in front of your loved ones, it is truly my pleasure to pronounce you, Jackson and Cassidy, now husband and wife. It is a privilege to tell you, sir, that you may kiss your bride. And to tell you, ma'am, that you may kiss your husband.
Thank
One
you.
more time.